maximum amount will be going to families whose adjusted family net income is less than $30,000 a year.
Well, you put them in with a horse, and often those anxiety issues are going to come up in some way.
So how big is that fish over there?
It's about an 18-pounder.
She can't sleep at night the night before because she's so excited to go to class.
Fraser Focus, a fresh perspective beyond the bridge.
Hey guys, welcome to Fraser Focus, local faces and local places. I'm Leah Bolton.
And I'm Dean Atwell. Another exciting show for you today from here in the Fraser region. We'll be hitting the Fraser River later on for part 2 of our salmon fishing story.
And then we're heading over to Abbotsford, where we explore a new type of counseling as therapy through animals and nature. And don't forget our 4-part series, Children in the Community.
Speaking of children, we're also gaining reaction from the recently changed child benefit tax from the government.
July 20th, 2016, the new Canada Child Benefit was implemented. It is a monthly tax-free payment made to eligible families to help with the cost of raising children under the age of 18.
We make less than $200,000, and we got a letter in the mail saying we were getting nothing. We used to get $60 a month for him, which just went straight into his RESP, which, you know, a great help.
The maximum amount will be going to families whose adjusted family net income is less than $30,000 a year. After that, as the income goes higher, the benefit does decrease. However, more families will now be receiving higher payments each month with the new Canada Child Benefit. This money is to help families with kids under the age of 18, basically helping with the cost of raising them, whether it be lessons or just simple things as food and clothing.
What do you think would happen if the government wasn't giving you that money? What kind of impact would that have?
Well, we have to hard work, you know, both us. I'm working night shift so that I can take care of my kids morning, and then nighttime I go to work, and my husband take care at night.
Apparently, your parents tell me that they're going to be making more money now, and it's supposed to be going to you. What do you think they should be spending that money on?
Toys.
Toys, lots of toys.
And chocolate bars.
Chocolate bars, does Mummy agree? Mummy might agree.
It doesn't really matter what your type of employment is. It all depends on the amount of income reported on your income tax return. So based on their income along with their spouse's income, that's how the benefit would be determined.
Which is your income after taxes are off, so it's your bring home.
You used to get the child benefits.
I used to, yes.
And what happened?
I ended up getting a little bit behind on my taxes, so I ended up getting cut off. So I should be back on there because I'm almost caught up.
Disability supplement again, nope. Everybody's fine and healthy.
Okay.
See, now this says I should be getting $901. That they changed some rules or changed something, but I don't know what happened, why we don't get anything now.
Maybe we should call them up and ask.
Maybe we should.
If you do have any questions regarding the calculation of your benefit or require a breakdown of how it was calculated, please take a look at our website at www.cra.gc.ca/benefits, or you can give us a call at 1-800-959-8281.
Welcome to the Canada Revenue Agency.
So what do you do with that money? Like, where does it go?
Actually, I put there in the savings, as well I paid their educational plans.
So it all goes into their plans?
Yeah.
What about for you? Did you put anything aside for fun stuff? Did you take them lessons?
Yeah, lessons. They're doing swimming class.
Because I thought that it was families that made a combined income of $200,000 or more that would no longer get it. And we don't make over $200,000.
I'll have a look here to see what's going on. Could I get your social insurance number, please?
Let's say you were making more than $200,000 as combined income. Would you be okay not making money and having it go towards those less fortunate?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, that's not too bad. I've been on the phone, you know, for these things for half an hour before, hour.
What do you think she should buy?
Toys.
Toys, absolutely more. Educational toys though, right?
The total, like the annual you would be allotted for is $5,400 if your income was zero.
Okay.
Because basically with the other two adjustments that were done, I don't know where they come up with the calculations, but this is the way they've set it up. The reduction numbers say it's $5,426. So it comes out to negative $26, which is why the allotment's zero.
Across Canada, over 3 million families received the Canada Child Benefit Payment in July 2016, compared to only over 2.7 million families who received the previous Canada Child Tax Benefit Payment in June 2016.
He said it comes out to minus 26, so I guess in the long run I owe them $26 a month.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Also, mixed reactions there from the communities here based on that child benefits package.
Yeah, it helped some and not so much for others. Next, we head over to Abbotsford for a new type of counseling. It's therapy through animals and nature.
We'll be right back here on Fraser Focus.
I would just go off and do stuff like self-harm and stuff, but like I don't do that anymore.
Hey guys, welcome back to Fraser Focus, local faces and local places. Right now I'm in Abbotsford on a horse, as you can see. We're with Shamrock Counseling. They found a different way and different technique for therapy with animals. Let's go. Oh wait, I don't know how to make a horse move.
What did you learn specifically about how to work with anxiety through the horses?
Just brushing them is okay.
Well, I've been riding since I was 5 and competing since I was 5. And I just feel like it fits because I want everybody to feel successful. And so I can bring that into the counseling.
Very nice. No problem. So before we start walking, we're just going to do a couple of deep breaths and kind of ground ourselves and kind of relax a little bit and kind of connect with Buddy, check in with how he's doing.
Well, let's say there's a client who has anxiety issues. Well, you put them in with a horse, and often those anxiety issues are going to come up in some way right in front of you, and it gives you that opportunity in the moment as it's happening to help them work through it. And then we bridge it to what we call real life off the farm so that it helps away from here.
Chance! Well, we've got a bit of a obstacle set out where we're going to see if you can get her to walk over and follow you over an obstacle. And that kind of is a bit of a metaphor for when we reach obstacles in our life and how do we navigate those with the people we care about. Interesting. So she stepped on it and she didn't walk quite over the middle of it. So what does that what could you maybe adjust for the next time of wanting to go over the middle?
Step further out so I can get her where I want.
Yeah, so you can kind of adjust where you step so that she walks. That's awesome.
I used to run a homeless project out here in Abbotsford dealing with chronically homeless people with mental health and addiction issues. These are people who have tried counseling numerous times and really unsuccessful because typical counseling doesn't work with very unique individuals.
Doesn't work for everyone.
No, it doesn't. And so that's how I came here, is that I started bringing my clients here. I noticed that people who normally don't like counseling couldn't wait for the next appointment here. And I was like, oh, there's something magical's happening.
My depression got to the point where I needed medication. So we went to the hospital and they recommended counseling first. So my mom forced me here, like not mainly, just like, you need to go, like you need to get better, which I have been. And then I got on medication.
And Chance is actually my competitive horse as well. She does work with anxiety, depression, and trauma, and jumps on the weekend.
1, 2, 3, up, jump.
Last year on August 1st, 2015, I was hit by a truck and I had to have multiple surgeries. Was in critical care, ICU for about 32 days.
Good boy.
Of course, I still have like my bad days, but like before, it was like constantly. It was actually where I had to be monitored because I would just go off and do stuff like self-harm and stuff. But like I don't do that anymore. It's just kind of a calm like place.
There's a lot, to be honest.
Yeah?
School, friends,
Yeah.
Family, the hospital itself.
Sometimes it's pretty, yeah, and the hospital stuff.
Left foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then right swings up over the back of the saddle.
Okay, no problem. 1, 2, don't run away. It takes 4 of us to do this. All right, woohoo!
I originally was referred by a friend because they deal with horses, and I had lost my mare of 19 years, and so there was a huge amount of grief and just not working past it. You know, it was blocking a lot of areas in my life. So within 3 sessions, it had turned the corner, and I could now experience memories of my horse without over-the-top grief.
Nice.
I try not to think of it too much, and then I come here and get to come see Wonder, Buddy, and all the other horsies.
Does this make you kind of want to get a horse yourself?
Yeah.
Your patience, but persistence is kind of getting you both to where you want to go.
Persistence and patience. I need some of those. Right? We'll be right back here on Fraser Focus in a moment. Dean will be on the Fraser River with the First Nations. Stay tuned.
It's conservation first. That's a principle that our communities have always followed.
Welcome back to Fraser Focus. Last week we learned about salmon fishing on the Fraser and its impact to the sports fishing environment. Well, this week we're here down on the Fraser River talking to the First Nations and learning about the cultural significance of this valuable resource.
Tragedy happens, you know, we can always go fishing.
Last time I was up there was when the boat flipped.
Oh, yeah. Our communities on the lower Fraser, they're smaller in size, because the governments of the day, when they started making reserves, they felt that the fishery would sustain our people. So they give us smaller parcels of land.
I built that for her right there. And I'm digging first. Digging.
We have the largest Aboriginal fishery in North America, right here on the lower Fraser River between Hope and the mouth of the Fraser River. There are 30 First Nations communities in that stretch on that stretch of the Fraser River. And they catch the fish for food, yes, for the table.
Right.
But they also catch it for the ceremonial life of our community. Sometimes they're relatively small, and sometimes it involves hundreds and hundreds of people.
The rotting carcasses of the salmon after they've spawned ends up supporting vast life forms, including most of the trees that we see. For that reason, we call them a keystone species.
It's conservation first. And that's a principle that our communities have always followed.
What's your experience with salmon fishing?
I don't know.
No? What are you catching today?
Sturgeon.
And in some seasons when the sockeye are plentiful, yes, we get an opportunity for what are called economic opportunity fisheries, when our folks get to catch an allocation. It's not
open season. So you can't fish anytime you
anywhere,
want.
Any way we please.
Right.
Pull it out and then put it in. That's what you want to do? Load it a little bit.
I'm
Elders first.
part of a ceremony. We're fishing for a funeral. So we're out doing that, and we're following the regulations. We're using an 8-inch web. So any sockeyes will be kicked through. The actual sockeye mesh is anywhere from 5 to 6 inches. This is 8 inches. It's bigger mesh.
So right now I learned though, for regular fishing, you only fish on every other weekend for the salmon?
This year that was the fishing plan, to just every other weekend. Yeah, so that's where we're at this year.
So it's not like you can go out anytime you want just to catch the salmon. You're under strict rules and regulations here yourselves as well.
Yes, it's all based upon what DFO authorizes.
On these springs, the problem we have is that they winter out around Vancouver Island. And the sportsmen are allowed out all winter to target these fish. But so where is it that on conservation concern, when the sportsmen have already had a crack at them, by DFO allowing the sportsmen and the commercials to take it before we in River can get what sustenance we need, then they say, oh, we don't have enough, you got to pull off. But we do not get the benefit 4 years later like the commercials do.
It's because the salmon runs are cyclical. When it comes to sockeye, it's every 4 years they return. So in recent years, the populations of sockeye salmon returning to the Fraser have fallen.
We need more than just one.
We want to see fish here well into the future so that the First Nations and others can enjoy the economic benefits that fish bring here to the Lower Fraser River.
So how big is that fish over there?
It's about an 18-pounder.
18-pounder, still slim pickings here for salmon fishing on the Fraser River. It's all about local stories here on Fraser Focus. More when we come back.
They were eventually saying that she'd be a vegetable, she wouldn't really do very much.
Welcome back. Earlier on we were discussing the right to fish on the Fraser River. If you'd like to see that again or any of our other Fraser Focus stories, log on to JoytvBC on YouTube.
Right now we're in Alder Grove, but we are going to continue on with the third of our 4-part series, Kids in the Community.
They're tolerated, but they're not included as much.
There you go. Okay, can you stand up? No, you're going on the grass.
Tell me a little bit about the condition. So you
She's
keep
got a very rare condition. It's called oral facial digital syndrome. When she was born, we spent the first half, more than half of our life in the hospital. It was not easy. She went through a rough time. It was not the best times for her, not the best times for us too.
Oh, are you going to keep going? Go, go, go.
I'm in the way here. Gotta get out now. Is she finding me?
Where is he? Where is he? Go, 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 go.
So I can imagine that not having family here would have been very difficult, especially with a special needs daughter.
Very true. Mom's pregnancies were bad. I was between jobs. I was a new immigrant. We were just here 6 months. Mom was pregnant and taking care of 2 kids, and Angie was quite challenging, but it was only God's grace which helped us and brought us thus far.
They were eventually saying that she'd be a vegetable, she wouldn't really do very much. And so we didn't really believe that. We prayed about it and we were just like, no, no, this is not okay. Because they were telling her mom to abort and stuff, and we're like, no, no, we're going to go with this. And so as we continued with her growth and just developing her skills and seeing how her small abilities were growing into bigger ones with the music program that we did. Hi, Pumpkin. So as we saw with her just abilities growing from small to big, we're like, well, why not give this to other kids?
How did Moses cross the Red Sea? How did
Swish, 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 and swish. And then you're doing it. Are you excited?
So it sounds like the friends are all arriving right now. We're about to start a little dancing. Harmony's going to teach me how to dance. Harmony, you going to teach me how to dance?
Yeah. And then reach over to your right. Good job. Good. And can we go the other side? Perfect. Good job.
This class is basically for special needs kids, so there's no assimilation in terms of trying to fit into the square peg. This is a round hole and these are round kids, so it all works together.
And again, what kind of difference does this make to Mia?
She can't sleep at night the night before because she's so excited to go to class, and she knows that she's going to get to listen to music and dance and have fun, and she's so excited about it.
Hi, how are you?
You know, my daughter Levine
she speaks in sign language. She doesn't hear even, but she loves to dance with her classmates.
Perfect. And then turn and face Bot. Yeah, you remember Bot.
Well, she really enjoys it, and she enjoys learning things, and it's also very good in terms of physical fitness for her and stretching, and also getting to work together with peers that have similar abilities as her.
Shake them just like this. Shake them, wiggle them just like this. Rock them just like this. And roll your head.
My daughter Harmony was told she would never function in society. This girl has proven all the doctors wrong. She may have her issues, but she totally functions and she's a part of our community.
So we run a semester for 4 months, and at the end of every semester we showcase these children. Because this is a new program, we want to get the word across.
You're talking about really giving them something to be proud of on stage.
Yes.
And to see other people come out to see them.
Yes. We tell families to invite friends, we've got professionals.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
So we want to thank everybody here and all the children. And a great thank you to all the children.
Yeah.
And that about wraps up another edition of Fraser Focus here, bringing you local stories from the Fraser region.
Fraser Focus fans, we have a treat for you this week. We want to send you out there into the community to enjoy the adventures the local area has to offer.
Now visit us online, check out JoytvBC.ca. You could win a family pack to places such as Cultus Lake Water Park and Harrison Water Sports.
And Powerhouse at Stave Lake, as well as Sandpiper Golf. Don't forget to send us your stories. I'm Leah Bolton.
And I'm Dean Atwell. We'll see you next time.